What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be going over how I identify liquidity grabs. So right here, first things first, I turn on my indicator. I use the ICT kill zones and pivot. These are the settings that I use. I'm pretty sure it's just the default settings. I haven't changed anything. So yeah, you turn on that. Okay. And then I trade New York Open. I trade the first, I don't trade the first 15 minutes of New York Open. So I'm able to see more liquidity grabs and whatnot. But starting out here, this blue box, is Asia session. Okay, these are all PM session, lunch. This is yesterday's New York. So right here, we have Asia session that was just created. What happens here? We take out Asia highs right here, right? Since we closed right here, this is Asia highs at this area right here at 593. Okay, so we take Asia highs. We need London session to form now. There's London session. And what happens? We take out London high right here. And we also take out more liquidity right here. All right, so at this point, I am going to be bearish. Why? I need London lows taken, and now I need Asia lows taken. So, I mean, this is a very, very big drop right here. But with NASDAQ, it's definitely possible in today's market. So, at this point, I'm going to wait for New York session, which is going to be, I need to stop it right there. Boom. All right. So at this point, this is where I start marking up all of my IFVGs, okay? We have one right here, but it's not fresh, so I won't consider that one. All right, we have our first one right here. That is fresh and not tapped into, as you see. And it's right below Asia low, so that'll be perfect. I definitely see us targeting here. I'm going to mark up some lower ones just because that's where market's going to be going. This one's a good one just because it's so low. Yeah, it was tapped, but it's got a couple of other confirmations as well, like this midline right here, this white line of an orb that was formed from the previous day. All right, we have this one right here. Another 15, and we might as well go a little bit further. We got that one that's been tapped too many times. We got this big one. Yeah, it's been tapped, but it hasn't been tapped at the 50%. So we'll still consider that. So what I would be looking for us to inverse right here. Okay, tap in, continue down. Ready? Inverse, tap, inverse, tap, inverse, tap. That's literally what I'd be looking for. Okay. So, what do? Also, we have a 15-minute zone right here, and this is also a 1-hour zone right here. It's a 1-hour zone. So yeah, first 15-minute candle of New York Open, and we tap into these higher time frames, order blocks, and other fair value gaps. Sorry. So what do? We still wait. I don't trade the first 15 minutes. This is still considered liquidity for me because we swept these highs now, and we're still respecting these zones right here. So then bang, boom, we respected it again. Okay, and we saw a lot of bearish momentum. A lot of sellers are in the market now. I'd still wait. All right, so now that we broke down here, what did I say before? We go down, come back up, tap. Whatever zone gets tapped, that's where I'm going to be entering. Even if I have to be extremely patient and sell down here or even down here and miss all this move, right? But I just need a little piece of the pie. I don't need to be top ticking and bottom ticking every single thing. I just have to have my confirmations, which are these. Boom. Okay? You could pause the video, screenshot that. That is literally what I look for. All right. So what happens? Okay. We inversed another one. We didn't tap here. So I would be looking, first one would have been like this, okay? Let me make it a little more visual for you. All right, since we inverse this one, I'm gonna move my entry a little bit farther down. It's all right if it comes back up here, I'll take another one if I get stopped out. It's fine. I'll take 2 trades in the morning if I have to. Depending on my mood, if like the first loss really affects me mentally, then I won't take a second one. Because then I'll just be emotionally trading at that point. So what happens? We tap perfectly right here. This was our entry. We have that limit order, and then we immediately hit 4% right there. Gained 4%. And then what happens here? Look at that. What did I say? We inverse, come back up, tap, continue down. We could have taken another sell right here and then gained another one. Another one. All right. I mean, this really, we could have gained at least 9%, almost 9% right there. So multiple entries at that point. You see how liquidity kind of gives us the direction for the day. And we weren't chasing it. We weren't getting wicked out. We were waiting for our confirmation. And I mean, beautifully tapped, respected. Simple as that. Okay. Let's find another example though. Okay. So what happened here? Hold on. Let me delete this. All right. We closed Asia session. What do? We take out Asia highs. Okay, that's fine. And then what happens? London session closes. Then we go and take out Asia lows. We then take out London lows right here. So what's left? We have London highs right up here that still need to be taken. So this is our target up here. So then what do we do? Or what do I do? I then mark out all of my IFVGs. Possible IFVGs, I should say. We have one right here. Boom. And then I'm obviously going to be bullish on the day because we need to target London highs. And again, like this isn't like 100% accurate, but it just gives you a little bit more confidence in knowing the direction of the market. Obviously, if we're taking a bunch of liquidity somewhere else, like a higher time frame liquidity, which I'll probably go over in another video because this is going to be long enough, then we'll factor that in. And then say like we took out a higher time frame liquidity right here and also respected a higher time frame zone area of interest, then we could just continue down, right? So just factoring that in, but I'm just finding really good examples of this, the previous session liquidities. So right here, we wait for the first 15-minute candle closure of New York Open. So what happens? Okay, we tap here. Yeah, we inverse, but let's see how we get a reaction because like I said, we're going to be bullish. We're not going to be getting trapped into these cells and getting in these cells and then getting wicked out. Because watch, let's see what happens. Okay, we would have got wicked out for sure, but we haven't inversed anything, so let's see what happens. Okay, we inverse right here.
Mom, I'm there.
So then what would happen? I would have... Okay, sorry. So yeah, we would have a limit order, and let's see if we get tapped in. Not sure if we get tapped in exactly. Because we inverse this, we cleared the above the halfway. I'd consider that pretty valid. Let's see what happens. Boom, we get tapped in right here. We get tapped in. Whoops. And then let's see what happens. We should hit TP at this point. Boom. All right. We had to wait a little bit longer. It wasn't as quick as that last example, but I mean, TP smashed another 4%. I mean, you could even hold, but I personally don't. I just go for a 1 to 4 for New York Open. And I usually go for like 1 to 2s for power hour. So Another beautiful example, just showing you. Watch, I think we do take, and then there we go. You could even aim for London highs and gain almost 11%. Just right there. Okay. Let's see if I could find one more example. So for this example, we have Asia session that was created. What do? Price takes out Asia highs. We take out Asia highs. London sessions formed. What happens after a session's formed? We take out London highs. What is left that needs to be taken? We have London lows and we have Asia lows right here. Okay, so my bias for the day is going to be bearish. Okay, what's next? What do we do next? What we do is we mark out the IFVG, possible IFVGs. We have one right here. Yeah, we inversed it pre-market, but we came back up. So let's see what we do for the New York Open here. I don't see any other. Yeah, these ones are all right, but I don't know. It was mitigated a little too much. So we'll see. Let's see what market open does. Okay, boom. We take out even more liquidity. We respect these this fair value gap in this order block right here. And then what do? We inverse. So at this point, I would have a sell limit right here. And let's see what happens. I'm still bearish. I mean, look how we immediately took out these lows. Yeah, you could be like, okay, I'm not going to trade for the rest of the day, but we also have these previous lows over here too. Look, we have this Asia low that hasn't been taken. So you also got to look at the bigger picture, right? So let's see what happens. Boom, we're in. We get tapped in. And let's see what happens. I'm not sure, honestly. Okay, and then TP smashed. Another 4% gained. Okay. So yeah, there's a few examples of how I use previous session liquidity to find my bias for the day. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, it's pretty simple once you get the idea of how liquidity works. Like I said, I'll do a whole other video on like higher time frame liquidity and stuff like that. So that way you can kind of align the previous session liquidity, like the Asia session and the London session liquidity, aligning with higher time frame like the 1 hour and the 4 hour liquidity. That's just a even better confirmation on finding the direction of the market. So yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. Also, there's a free Discord in the link below where I trade live for the group for Power Hour every single day. That's at, I usually start between 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then I'm only on for like an hour. We catch a trade within an hour 15 minutes, and then we're done. So yeah, feel free to join that. We also have a lot of giveaways that we're going to be doing, so stay tuned to that. Lock in, and yeah, love you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Liquidity sweep, and she know they hit it. Retail gets smoked while she back there grinning. One candle closed and she already in it. Wrist so tiny, but the payout ridiculous.